I'm really tired. Hello. Today went really well. I'm quite tired. I wanted to try and talk about today while I still remember what happened and before I get into footage and find out it all doesn't work or something. So I guess I'll just run through what happened. So we met for... I met Cheryl and George, and my friend Darren was there as well, before the gathering that we were kind of infiltrating. Actually, I think I was more nervous about it than anyone else there. I got into town and sort of immediately saw someone I knew. I was like, oh, I can't see people I know because of no reason, but because we were doing something slightly secretive. I sort of was just paranoid, but it was very surreal. So they went off to the gathering, and I went off to have some lunch, and it was weird because this has been such a massive thing in my head, and I knew that I wouldn't be going along, that it would be just them doing it, but it felt very strange not being there. To a degree, it's still filmmaking. I'm still filming. Like, today was a shooting day. I just wasn't there for the shooting. And then also, Cheryl was logged into Twitter as Paz, and so was tweeting photos of the gathering, which was really weird for me because I'm so used to being... I mean, my wife helps with the account sometimes as well, but like I'm so used to being in control of that account. I mean, essentially, it felt like Paz was real, like more real than... I mean, I'm not really explaining very well because I'm tired. But like, to put it into context, like a fictional character who I created was in Brighton at the same time I was, tweeting photos of herself on the Twitter account that I made for her. There was just something about it that was really, I mean, brilliant and exciting and interesting, but weird. Like, here's this, fictional character, and also not only that, so she's also being kind of retweeted and tweeted at by the other people at this gathering, and there weren't many people there. I think there were 6 of them all together, so it was a very small thing, but at the same time, you know, it's massive for this project because it's the first time she's been out in the world. It's the first time she's sort of released pictures of herself in a kind of, I mean, in a real life setting, and the people who were also in those pictures were then tweeting her back. Like, it just adds this level of reality that we just didn't have before, and which I'm really excited about. But it was very strange for me, and then I was kind of Twitter stalking them because I was like, what's going on? I really wanted to be there but couldn't, so I was like, ow. And then no one tweeted anything for ages. Like, no one at this gathering tweeted anything for ages, so I was just like, what's happened? Nothing had happened, it was fine. And then the whole time that's going on, I'm like trying to work out, I was trying to write some scenarios for the thing we were doing in the evening. So they went to the gathering about 12, came back about 3. I haven't gone through the footage yet, so let's see, but from the reports I got back, it sounded like it went really well and they got some really good stuff, so let's see. Then we went to the pub where I wanted to do the rest of the filming. Well, everyone I'd spoken to about where to film had said this was a ridiculous idea because it's Saturday, and even though we were filming early, there was football on, so everywhere was just rammed. So we got in there and it was loud and rammed with people. And the reason I'd had this pub in my head is because I knew it had a sort of room off to the side that was quite quiet. But obviously that room was packed full of people. So we kind of sat down and I was thinking, oh, this isn't going to work, or it's going to be really difficult. And then I saw a bunch of people leave and I was like, right, I'm going. Sort of ran in. And the room was suddenly empty. And it was still just me and Cheryl at this point. And I was like, right, okay, so we've got the room, good. And after that it went fine. A group of other people came in there, because obviously I hadn't reserved, I tried to reserve the room, they wouldn't let me. So there was a big group of other people, really loud people, sitting there as well. But I was like, we've got a table, we've got a huge table. You know, I can't ask for anything else really, even if you can't hear anything because of the noise from the other people. Like, at least it will be representative of a night out. We've got the space to kind of play with and stuff. But then after about half an hour, the table of other people left. And then we could just get on with it. It was sort of interesting and also quite weird, because there were people coming in and out of the room still because it was so busy. There's no one loud, thankfully, but there were still people sitting there, and I just kept thinking, what are those people thinking? Because there's this sort of group of friends being very loud, and it was all kind of heightened. Like, still, I mean, again, I have to check the footage, but it seemed really like real but heightened. Like there was obviously something going on. And then every now and again, like if you're watching this from somewhere else, every now and again, like this random person, me, sitting at another table, walks over to the table of friends and says, "Just stop a minute. Right, can we do this?" So how that looked to anyone, I don't know. It was really difficult for me to watch as well because I ended up being in some of the shots. So me and Pete, my brother, were because he brought his camera and was sorting out the camera stuff. So we were sitting there. We couldn't on our phones because it like if we got into it, and we did occasionally just get into a conversation, but like which is fine too. But it felt like I needed to listen, so I needed to not be talking, but. So we were just sitting there on our phones being grumpy, two grumpy dudes on our phones. But yeah, it meant it was quite hard to tell what was going on. But I think it sounded like we got everything we needed. And then we did the kind of finale, which is where you'll see it in the video, but it all... Paz kind of disappears, like she kind of storms out and no one knows why, and there's a bit of drama while they try and figure out why. So we ran that twice. So again, to people in the pub, one of this group gets up and leaves suddenly. Everyone seems really worried. One of them goes after her. And then 5 minutes later, everyone comes back and we do it again. I went up to take the group photo because we were taking photos and we're like, well, I can take this one because it could be like a bartender or something. And one of the people who was in the room was like, oh, do you want me to take it? So you can be in it as well. I was like, no, it's fine, I'll take it. And I was like, this is really weird. And I was like, it's complicated. But I need to take the photo, even though, yes, they are my friends. But, oh, yeah, strange. And I also had to there was lots of weird things. Like I had to go out. I wanted to get a video from the point of view of Paz's stalker, basically. So I went outside the pub in the rain and sort of filmed the group from outside. So what anyone who saw that thought, who knows? Yeah, and then we did a bit on the seafront. That worked out quite well. Again, quite interesting. It's quite a dramatic scene, and a few people stopped to watch these two people shouting at each other on the seafront. That was good. I'm going to be posting it soon. I'm going to take a break this week because I want time to sort of edit it. But I'm not even sure it's going to take that long to edit. But the stuff from the night the evening stuff, because we shot a lot. I think there's probably like half an hour, 40 minutes worth of stuff that I need to pick out the best bits really. But the stuff from the gathering should be fairly quick. But yeah, like huge success. Went better than I expected to go. I mean, it went as I planned for it to go, but because I always think things are going to go horribly wrong, it went really well. The only thing that went wrong, so I got Paz some business cards with her YouTube channel on. And then we tweeted a few, or Paz tweeted a few pictures of them. Gerald has Paz tweeted a few pictures. Anyway, and then the end of that I was like, oh god, actually the guy who did that artwork for those business cards doesn't know that I'm using it. Like he did it for Paz. Like he's not in on the secret, but he offered to do the business card, the design for Paz, and I hadn't told him we were going to use it, so I was like, oh, okay, we should tweet him or something. No, Cheryl said, actually, I better tweet him. And so she tweeted this guy a picture of Paz's business card. But as herself, she forgot to sign back into Paz's account. So she realised straight away and deleted it, but it was a bit like, that's like, could go horribly wrong, because this guy, even though the tweet was deleted, would have got notification of being tweeted this thing from someone. Then we tweeted the same thing again, so I mean it would not be difficult to work it out if you were him. It appears not to have done yet. I mean, I'm sort of not that bothered about it. I quite like it when things like this happen because it's kind of exciting. But yeah, let's see. Thank you for watching. So in the next few weeks on Paz's channel, Paz vs Stuff, there's going to be it's going to take a bit of a new direction because there's going to be lots of outside Paz in the real world stuff. kind of almost hidden camera stuff. I mean, not hidden, but like, I don't know. You'll see. I think it's going to be really interesting. Like, just keep in mind, especially with the Gathering one, when we post that Paz is a fictional character being played by an actor, and the other people there don't know it. The stuff in the evening was all actors, but like in the daytime, that was a fictional character being played by an actor in a real life situation. There's something brilliant about that. You know, normally you get to see your characters come to life in a film. I mean, like if you're lucky, but this is seeing a character come to life in real life, like as a writer. Like yeah, there's something amazing about that. So anyway, I'll shut up. Look at the channel, see what happens. Bye bye.